Hi, everybody. Welcome to the G Suite series for Google Forms. We're going to do a mini tech lesson on Google Forms and how you can create your own forms and see what different types of forms are out there. So, what is Google Forms? Google Forms is a tool that users can use to create surveys, quizzes, RSVPs, sign-in sheets. It's really a versatile tool that you can use to gather information and data from others. Now, there's a couple of different ways to get to Google Forms. One is to go through your Drive, click on New, More, and then when you click or hover over this little chevron or arrow, you have an option to use a blank form or create a form from a template. So we'll open this up and put that on hold. You can also get to Google Forms by going to forms.google.com. And it gives you an option to take a look at some forms down here that you've already created. And there's also a template gallery. So in the template gallery, you can see that there are assessments, RSVPs, contact information. It's not crazy in terms of there being an overwhelming amount of information here or templates. However, it's nice because you can adjust these templates to your needs. So let's take a look at the assessment template. And we're going to do an arithmetic test. This test will assess your knowledge of addition and subtraction. So as you can see, I created my title up here. And then I'm putting a little description down here so my students know what they're being assessed on. Notice up in this corner, you see total points 2. So I know this is an assessment and I know this is a quiz, and you can turn that on or off by clicking on settings, going to quizzes, and then there is this option to make this a quiz. So that assigns point values to your questions and it will auto grade for you. So you can also see what your student sees after: missed questions, correct answers, point values. Correct answers and missed questions. So something that's nice about this is if you have students and you have a makeup policy where they can come in later and you're worried about academic dishonesty, then you can actually uncheck that. So they don't know necessarily which questions they got correct or incorrect, just the ones that they missed and point values. And then you can also keep that and release the grade later into your week or in the semester, or maybe a week after the test, because that's as long as you give your students. There's also the opportunity to show to show how far along they are in their quiz. And you can shuffle question order for if you were to allow different students to take this test at the same time, as well as collect email addresses. And if, again, this is an assessment, you want to limit to one response unless you are doing quiz retakes. And again, that's totally up to you and how you want to set that up. So I'm going to leave all of this just for now. And again, an email address is required. You can see it's required because there's a little asterisk right here. And that asterisk tells me that anytime I see that, that is a required question. So let's not be redundant here. I don't necessarily need the email address right here. What I can do then is delete that question by clicking on the little trash can. So email address is good. Name is required. And then this right here is a nice little section break. So it allows you to kind of break up this assessment from just gathering information to the actual questions that you're assigning. So we're going to call this ready, set, go. Okay, so first question. So you have the opportunity when you're creating these assessments or any of these forms to choose how you would like your response. So what I would like is I would like students to, instead of giving them the answers, have to type in a correct answer. So 4 plus 2, I want them to know and show me that they know 4 plus 2 is 6. So to assign this point value, you'll go to answer key, 1 point, and then the correct answer is 6. Answer feedback gives you an option for what it is that, or like great job or doing great. Yeah. So moving on. Let's say my second question, I want them to do 9 minus 7. And this one, I want them to choose and I don't need this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that. And notice I'm also going to change this to multiple choice because I don't need them to be checkboxes. So again, in order to edit this, the answer key right now shows 3 and 2 are the correct answers. We're going to go to answer key and we are going to uncheck those. Oh, sorry. 9 minus 7 is 2. And then feedback for incorrect answers. Well, let's say I want just feedback for correct answers. What I can do is just put excellent. And for my incorrect answers, I'm not going to have the correct or the reasons that they're incorrect. I'm just going to say nothing, no feedback. All right. My third question, you can do short answer or paragraph. And what my third question could be is following. So Misty has 3 tokens and John has 6. How many do they have together and how do you know? Now, this is nice because it allows critical thinking for word problems along with seeing what my students are thinking and how they're getting to these answers. So this one's going to be a little difficult because it is a paragraph. So I'm going to have to manually go in here and check this answer. However, if all of these other ones are auto-graded, that makes my life much easier. So for this last question, well, these last questions, I don't need them. We'll go ahead and check to make sure all of my questions are required. Okay. And again, to get back there, all I did was I clicked edit question. So let's say I am ready to go. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on send, and I can send this via email, either by typing the email addresses directly into here, copying this link or shortening the URL so it's not so crazy long, and pasting it into, let's say I have groups set up in my email and one group is for period 2. I can just click on this and copy it. And if you're like me and you have a website, what you can do is click on these 2 little arrows and you can copy and embed this actually right into your website. So it gives you a lot of opportunities to send this out. Now, collect email addresses. I need this set because obviously I would like for my students to be able to receive feedback from me via email. So we'll go ahead, and you also have the option to include form in email. And if you would like, you can add other teachers to this form. Okay. Once you send it out, you can click on responses and it'll say waiting for responses, and it'll show you all of the people who have yet to, excuse me, who have yet to fill out this form. Let's say you're not ready to start this yet. You can actually click not accepting responses. So you can send it out. You can send the link out a couple days before and say on Wednesday, the link will open. You can click on it and then you can accept responses on Wednesday. Now up here we have 2 options. This allows you to create a spreadsheet. So by clicking on that, it'll create a new spreadsheet with all of the form's answers. And anyone who's answered the form and filled it out will give you the opportunity, and it will fill in these columns based on the questions that you have. So it'll say what time they did it, email address, score, their name, and then their answers. Okay, so this right here allows you to see the data all in one place for all of the students who take this exam. Okay. So what if we take a look at the initial form that we've opened up? This right here is a blank form that doesn't have a template, and you can do all of the same things, except you have to personalize it, and you have the opportunity to do so by adding questions and clicking on the right over here with the plus, adding titles and descriptions, adding images, videos, or you can add a section like we did with the Ready, Set, Go. So we'll do beginning of year contact info. Please complete this form. My first question I'm going to put as name, and this is going to be short answer. It is required. Now, in order to add another question, I will click the plus. Phone number, we'll put short answer. Add question again. Oh, I have to go back and make this required. And email address. And then we'll require this as well. So let's say I'm ready, but I'm not a fan of purple. I can click on this little palette and it gives you options. So you can choose an image for what goes up in the header. You can choose your theme color. So if you choose an image, they have some really nice headers here available for you. So you can go to, this is a party. So we're going to click on this one. And this should automatically generate the new image right here, beginning of the year contact info. So this is exciting. Again, once you're done, you can play around with the font and all of that. close it out. And then you can preview what this looks like after you send it out. Okay, thank you so much. I look forward to speaking with you and talk to you soon.